Hello, I'm Rachel Jones for the Finance News Network. Joining me today from Powerhouse Ventures is CEO Paul Viney. Paul, welcome back.
Thanks, Rachel.
Powerhouse Ventures has a portfolio of early-stage investments in companies spun out of universities and research organisations. Can you tell me more about this?
Powerhouse's business model is to form companies based on intellectual property developed at universities, other research-intensive organisations and publicly funded Crown Research Institutes in New Zealand and Australia. We invest in and support companies that are seeking to commercialise technology in the following sectors: clean tech and engineering, digital and ICT, agri-tech and environmental, and medical and healthcare. We take a systematic approach to developing outstanding businesses that aim to compete on a national and an international scale. Our investment team works closely with our newly formed portfolio companies to shape them from the inside out. And we're well positioned to take advantage of breakthrough technologies as they emerge. With renewed focus on innovation in both New Zealand and Australia, Powerhouse is uniquely positioned to assist universities and CRIs to help both economies develop an ecosystem of emerging startups.
Now to your recent announcement about Tiro Medical. What can you tell me about this?
Tiro is an exciting young company that is now positioned for growth. They develop tools for the digital medicine sector. Their technologies are beneficial to many areas of the healthcare industry, from point-of-care tools through to departmental and organisational monitoring, review and refinement. They really are developing the next generation of tools for the healthcare sector. They're leading the way in development of personalised breast cancer imaging, monitoring and detection, and their system is currently undergoing significant clinical studies in New Zealand. The Tiro board has just announced a planned capital raise, and it's based upon the proven state of their technologies. The Tiro board has actually stated that the value of Tiro has grown to 13 million. Powerhouse owns 30% of Tiro, and so our investment could now be worth up to 4 million. We have very conservative accounting valuation policies, and we're currently carrying Tiro in our books at just $400,000.
Thanks, Paul. When we last spoke, you provided an update on the new level of accountability PVL is bringing to its portfolio companies. How is that progressing?
We've been working hard on our investment processes. We're an incubator of technology companies, and it's really important that we add value. We're expert at finding technologies, forming new companies, creating the business plans for the new spin-outs, and then growing those businesses. We shape them for an identified market need. Obviously, we aim to disrupt existing businesses and existing business models. We've now refined our investment policy and our procedures so that we can maximise the impact of our new spin-outs. And this work has culminated in the development of what we call the Powerhouse Way. We aim to ensure that the new company's goals are clearly established. We aim to strengthen the performance of those companies, and we monitor and build the performance of the board and management. We actually appoint the CEOs of all the new spin-outs and the chairman and other directors. You may even have seen our adverts running in New Zealand and Australia, as we're aiming to form deeper pools of talent, and some of this work will be to support our Australian expansion, which we have now underway. We often help our companies raise external capital, and we ensure that the company adheres to high standards of ethics and corporate behaviour. And clearly also we ensure the company has appropriate risk management policies in place, because early stage companies are clearly a high risk environment. But in short, we hold the boards and the management of these companies to account, both from a technical and other milestone achievement perspective.
Now to financials. Can you provide us with an update, including the discount to NTA?
Our share price is currently quite weak at 20 cents. We appreciate this is a long way south from our 2016 listing price, and much of this weakness is due to the loss of a major investee company last year, which was Hydroworks. Post that event, our NTA is around 50 cents. So at 50 cents, we're still trading at a very heavy discount. So our portfolio value sits at around 14 million, but many of our investees are now growing or have grown in value. Our accounting policies, as I mentioned earlier, are conservative and lag value growth. Our portfolio IRR is still on track at around 25% per annum. So as such, we think that Powerhouse, or PVL, represents good buying for investors interested in high tech and a portfolio approach to investment.
Last question, Paul. Why should investors consider adding PVL to their portfolios?
Rachel, this is an exciting time for Powerhouse. We've been working in New Zealand for some years, but now we're poised to expand into Australia, and we've got relationships with a number of universities in South Australia, Victoria and New South Wales. We've also been working with the CSIRO. In addition, the portfolio is really starting to perform. I'm really pleased to say we've just announced a very positive outcome from Motum. Shareholders of Motum have agreed to sell to a new entity in the US, to be called Motum LLC. Motum will now be better resourced to make the most of their unique augmented reality technology. And Powerhouse has made a real difference to Motum, finding that acquisition partner. Some other companies heading to revaluation inflection points are as follows. Upstream. This is Dunedin-based with cardio technology from the Otago University. Tiro, we spoke about earlier. Objective Acuity technology for optometrists heading to a revaluation event. Ferranova, a South Australian-based ion particle cancer detection technology, again heading to a revaluation event in the next few months. We also anticipate that ASX-listed agritech company CropLogic will retrace some recent share price falls. So overall, we've got line of sight to some very significant value creation, and we think that could be up to $10 million in revaluation events in the next few months. And that's going to make a big difference to our NTA, which has been static for around a year now. So overall, some very positive news heading our way on Powerhouse.
Paul Viney, thanks for the update.
Thank you.